Hello, fellow pickers. My name is Mike Crafton, and I'm coming to you from the redwoods of Northern California.
And my name is Carl Mandrilli, coming to you from Castle Rock, Colorado. How's it going today?
It's going really good. The sun's out. It's a weekend. Did you get out today?
I did get out today. Yeah, I actually
Nice.
had to strategically get out because we have smoke coming down from Canada here in Colorado. And the air quality yesterday was the worst in the world, like literally the worst in the world. So,
Really?
yeah.
Just for that day, or
Yeah,
literally
just
the
at like
worst
2
in the world
p.m.
forever?
yesterday, but it's been terrible since. So,
Okay.
yeah, I had to go into the hills to get away from that. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
At least you got a way to escape, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
I
It's terrible.
actually hit some garage sales today as well. So that didn't deter. There's like a local community sale. They were still out there. So
That's what I like to see. You
yeah.
power through it.
Yeah.
Nice.
This one's kind of cool because it's weird. They start their community sale at 7 a.m. And here in
Mhm.
Colorado, every other place starts at 8 or sometimes even later at 9. So it's like weird to start at 7, which
Mhm.
means that like not everybody's quite ready for it yet. So I feel like I get a good like half hour, 45 minutes ahead of the game before everybody's out there.
That's cool. You're
Yeah.
an
So
early
I like it.
bird.
Yep.
Early
Yep.
bird setting up.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Cool.
speaking of that, so we're going to be talking about our best finds for the week or the last time frame, last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I threw in some of my worst finds, but you don't have any bad finds, it sounds like.
I never
Correct.
find anything bad, man. All my stuff's good. What are you talking about?
Everything's good. Yes.
Especially the Tupperware.
Your $2 profit margin. Correct.
$2 is still $20. However you want to look at it.
All right. So I'm
Yeah,
curious
20
to see
bucks.
what you found. And I've got a couple things, a couple stories from well, I've got one story, sort of, maybe a couple,
Mhm.
but really there's one idea that I have. I'm excited to share with you at the end. The idea is probably going to freak you out, but I'm curious. I guess I'm more curious what everybody else thinks out there, our fellow pickers. Like, is this a good idea or am I going down the wrong road here? Because I already know you're not going to like it.
All right. Okay.
So
Sounds good.
that's what we
Are
got.
you bartering down for $1 again?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. I love to hear it. Cool. Yeah, I got a pretty funny story too about one of my picks.
Okay. So the way okay, I'm looking forward to that one as well. But the way that I think we should structure this is I want to know, like, don't tell me what you paid for it or don't tell me if you think it's good or not. Like, I just want to judge your pick
Okay.
and guess what you paid for and vice versa. You just tell me good idea, bad idea. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Why don't you go
Sounds
first?
good.
What you got?
All right, I'll go first. So we went to one of the state sales, half price. I love those half price days on the state sales, and they had a bunch of brand new stuff. They had brand new football stuff, stickers, plates, all that stuff. But they had a brand new, or it's slightly used. I mean, it had one little imperfection on it, but it was a Coleman personal 8 cooler. One of those little ones with the flip top and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I got excited when I saw it and how good a shape it was in. What do you think?
Like, is this like a vintage one or is this like a good, recent
I
one?
would I would say it was vintage because it was the same one that my stepdad used to bring when we were building our house in Auburn, and my mom would pack our lunch in it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's got to be vintage, at
Okay.
least the high school era.
Yeah. You know what? We got to do a better job of like the show and tell here because for those that are watching on video, like you could just show this to me and I could see it, then I could better easily judge it. I need to do a better job too. I have one of my items with me. The others are kind of bulky. So yeah. But
Well, mine are shipped, so I don't know how I'm going to show and tell.
if yours are shipped, you're giving away the fact that it was probably a good pick then if you already sold it.
Well, according to you, if I sell it for $2 profit, it's not
Yeah,
a good
it's not
pick,
good.
so it
All
could
right.
go either way.
I'm hoping you bought this for $5 or less.
Okay, it was less. Yes,
All right. How much?
I paid $2 for it.
$2. All right. And
Mm-hmm.
then you sold it for $4.
3 actually. So sorry about
How
that.
much you sell for? How much
It was a
was
buck
it?
profit. I sold it for $17.99 plus shipping.
Okay, so that's a good pick. Yeah, I would do that.
I know. It's a great
I
pick.
mean, you
All
got to
my picks
box
are
it up.
great.
I will say that that's not going to be an easy thing to box up, correct?
We did have to Frankenbox something, but it
Okay.
was a good learning experience for my new employee, Jennifer, who
Right.
was able to make her own box.
And if you're new to the show, Mike is new to the picking game. He's kind of learning
Yes.
as he goes. And so for him, I think that was a really good pick because he's learning like, okay, this is a bulky item. I made, $8 to $10 profit on this. Was it worth my time to like cut boxes and retape and do that? And so he's got to make that decision for himself. sometimes, like for me, it totally is. If it's been an item that I thought was gonna make me a lot of money and then it's just been sitting around, I get excited when something like that sells. I'm like, I'm happy to put the extra effort into it. That way I didn't take a loss on the item. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. You can decide that for yourself. But cool. That is
Keep it
not
cool.
something I would have thought to have purchased.
Yep. I'm always looking for those things, man. And
Okay.
it's just from watching other people on YouTube too, just their picks
Mm,
that they've been getting.
yeah.
So,
Speaking of Coleman, I bought something Coleman today that was kind of interesting strategy, I'll say. I think you'll like my strategy. So it was a
okay.
Coleman propane stove. I don't even think it had the attachment, where you attach to the propane. And it was
Yeah.
selling for $10 and it looked old and beat up.
Yeah.
But the guy had a bunch of those propane canisters with it. He
Oh,
had 8.
yes.
He had 8. So I was like, I don't even really care about the stove.
Ah,
I just want the propane canisters for myself to use.
yeah.
So that's what I did.
You
Yeah.
picked 8 cans up for $10?
8 cans plus the stove for $10. Yeah.
Whoa, that
For-
is amazing. I love
yeah.
seeing those cans, man.
Yeah, for
It was
sure.
actually
Yeah.
one of my bonus tips later
Oh,
on.
okay. Well, that was
Cool,
not
brother.
that was not on my list, but that was just kind of relating it to what you were saying.
Just
Okay,
reminded
let
you.
me go to
Cool.
my first thing on my list. First thing was something that you suggested in a previous
Really?
episode to
Okay.
buy. And I'm like, I don't see that stuff very often. And then of course, once I say that, then I see it, right?
Yeah.
So I bought a board game right here.
Okay.
You can see
Yeah.
it's in the plastic.
What?
So it's brand new. It
Brand
is the
new.
Weakest Link game. So it's a little old school, but it's brand new in the plastic. What would you buy it for?
I've never heard of that. I wouldn't pay more than $2.
Okay.
And if you
Hey,
did,
whether you heard of it or not, doesn't matter. Like, I'm just taking your advice. Brand new game, buy it.
yeah, exactly.
$3 is how much
And
I paid.
what, $2?
3.
3?
Yeah.
That's a great pick. So
You
how
just, no,
saturated
it's
is
not. You just said you wouldn't pay more than 2.
wow. 269. I paid 269 for them
Okay.
before. I paid $4 for an old one. It's a really vintage one. So you picked it up for $3 or
Yeah.
in how saturated is the market on the comps?
Not very. No, yeah. Like, I think some of the ones that were selling were, from like the United Kingdom or something on
Oh,
eBay.
cool.
So, yeah. Yeah.
That's a great pick. 100%. I'd pick
Yeah.
that up all day
Great
long.
pick. Yeah. It's not going to sell. This thing's going to be donated. I
Really?
don't think anybody's buying this thing. Yeah. It was a bad
Why?
pick. It was only $3. It doesn't matter that much. It was more for the experience. I could have looked it up on the spot. It would have been a hard one to look up and really determine how much is out there versus, how frequently they're selling. I'll still
Yeah.
try to sell it, I guess. But yeah, I don't think that was a good pick.
So for our listeners, that's a good point. And what I would suggest doing, I have got some experience in this stuff, and I know you don't like sitting on your inventory very long, and I don't either. So what I do is I just jack up that promoted price or the promoted
Mm,
percentage real high and get that into everybody's feed, and somebody's gonna buy that thing, man. They're
okay.
they're
I'll try
just
that. Yep.
hard to box, man. Talk about
This one's
Franken
not too
boxing
big.
something.
Some of those, you're right. The board games are. This one's not too bad. So
Yeah.
I should have a box for this one.
I
I'm not.
should actually rethink how I feel about board games because wrapped board games, I'll pick them up all day long, and they are a pain in the butt to package.
Right.
And like you said, if it's saturated, so I think you had a lot of good tips. Look for the older ones. Look for unique ones.
The long board games, the ones that are rectangular, are annoying to ship. If you can find that was a
Mhm.
square one or squarish one, I think you should have a stash of boxes that kind of fits the bill there.
I do.
So yeah,
Which
the rectangular was like Monopoly or I don't know, some of the other ones like Battleship, maybe some of the big ones. But
yeah, a good tip on this one is that watch that stuff because you need to make sure and get the right box it up, and then measure it and weigh it because that size will put you over the size limit and it'll put you
mm,
into the next price
the
point. So I guess
danger
you could say
zone, the
it is.
danger.
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
There,
All right. That
for
was my
those about
first one. What was your next
budgets.
one?
Okay, next one in so as you guys know, Jen, my wife, she's going out with me and picking stuff, and she picked up at the estate sale also. She picked up a brand new pack of vintage honeymoon full fashioned silk hosiery. Vintage honeymoon full fashioned silk hosiery, brand new.
Okay,
Did
we
you
got to
pick
do
that up?
more episodes like this because whatever you are picking is not what I'm picking. These are
I know.
very different things, and I would not ever think to pick the cooler or
No,
hosiery. All right, tell me about it. All right, like
I
okay,
would
I
not.
have no idea how much it's going to cost. Are we talking $10 or less, or is it more than that? What are we talking?
Picking it up, yeah, it was less than $10. I think she
Okay.
said 243,
Okay.
$2, just a little over $2.
Mm-hmm.
But what she ended up selling just sold 34.99 plus shipping.
Okay.
I never would have thought to pick this thing up, man.
Right.
I love having Jen with me out there.
Mm-hmm.
And with our fellow resellers, do you guys source with your significant others, your partners, or do you have a reselling sidekick? Let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to hear about what's going on out there.
Definitely pros and cons. Pros and cons. Like I've been on
Yeah.
a sale where I would have blown past it. My wife found amazing stuff. I ended up finding some stuff. Like it was just a gold mine of a sale. But then there's other times where we're just going so slow that it's just not as lucrative
No.
as a result. So just pros and cons.
We tag team. She goes one way, I go the other way. We kind of have our
Yeah, that's probably the better
specialties.
way to do it, especially if it's like a community
So,
sale.
would you say that you and your wife found the mother load at that one sale? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I think in terms of profit, we found I think 5 or 6 items, I think total. Well, I don't know. One
Mhm,
of the things she actually used for a while, and it was like an expensive item.
mhm.
So that was helpful for her. But yeah, that
Right.
wasn't a mother load sale. No, I haven't found the mother load yet this year. Still
Okay.
searching.
I'd consider those mother loads.
Okay.
I haven't found the mother load yet.
Loads, not mother loads, father loads.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just loads,
Okay.
baby
Next
loads.
next one. So here's kind of a weird thing that I don't
All right.
you might experience this, but there's sometimes when you'll find something that you think is not a common item, and then
Mm-hmm.
you'll see that same item like 2 or 3 times throughout the season. You're like, "Oh, maybe this is just more common than I think."
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll never see it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird. Like they kind of come in bunches, right? So I've never
Right.
seen, for example, we talked about the floor mats before, right? There's
Yeah.
like Toyota
Mm-hmm.
4Runner floor mats that I was considering buying. I didn't buy it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
usually see brand new floor mats at garage sales. So of
Mm-hmm.
course I see another set of floor mats this past weekend. Subaru Outback 2022 floor mats, like
Okay.
the cloth kind, not the Rubbermaid or whatever kind, not the
Right.
Tupperware brand. And so, so $10, ten
Uh-huh.
bucks on them. And the guy's like, "Hey, I like these up. These are going for like 120." And so I was kind of in a rush, and I should have looked them up to confirm, but sometimes I'll just take their word for it. So I bought it for
Yeah.
10 bucks.
Yeah. Okay.
Good pick, bad pick.
Bad pick. You never listen to the person selling it.
Mhm.
If they said it's $100, that means then he should have sold it on eBay himself.
Yeah, yeah, true. I always consider that people are just looking to get rid of stuff at the same time,
Yeah.
but I
No,
think that's a good rule of thumb is if they throw out a price, then you got to double check it for sure. So
yeah, or maybe cut it in half. At least expect that they're about half right.
yeah,
They
I still thought even if at half price, it was still a good pick at
Mhm.
10 bucks,
Yeah.
and I'll be lucky to sell them for 30 without including the shipping. I'll be lucky. So this was like likely going to be a donation item, likely going to be
Oh,
a
gotcha.
loss on this
Yeah.
one.
Hey,
So
man, just save all your donation pile until I come out and visit you, and
okay,
I'm gonna source from your donation pile, man.
do
You
it.
throw away too much good stuff.
Okay.
Sorry to hear that, man. Because I think after you told me about that one floor mat that you had, I started looking for those too. I think I would have picked them up.
Okay.
So
Well, and the ones that I bought, that I like the super ones better because these were actually like pretty shippable, a lot easier than the other ones. And so
right,
I was like, oh, this is a better situation. And super is like a brand name, obviously.
yeah,
So I'm over two. I've got two bad picks here. I'll have to share some good ones too. I had some good times as well. What's next on your list?
okay. Next one I never ever would have thought of, and I sat on it forever without listing it. But we went to a charity auction, a local charity auction for
Okay.
recovery program up here,
Mm-hmm.
and they had an In-N-Out gift bag. And what struck me was they had two gift cards, so $40 worth of gift cards to the In-N-Out restaurant. And I love In-N-Out; it's my favorite place to go. Right?
So $80 to In-N-Out, basically.
No, two $20 gift cards, so $40.
Okay.
Why was that? Why is that
I thought you
funny
said
to you?
two $40 gift cards.
It's two $20 gift
All
cards.
right. Sorry.
So that goes along with that. It was a raffle. So you put your raffle ticket in a jar, and whoever gets picked is the winner of this raffle.
Okay.
And so I go, cool. I bought $40 worth of tickets and I shoved them every single one of those into that In-N-Out
How much
one.
is a ticket?
It was $1 a ticket, so $40 a ticket. So I've put 40 tickets into this jar. I'm winning this thing, right? Really wanted to
Okay,
win
so you
it.
spent $40 to win $40.
I did. I
Oh,
was
good. Okay.
yeah, that's a good point. That's good. Well, it was for charity.
It is
Never
for
mind.
charity.
Either way, it
It's for
does sound pretty
charity. It's for
stupid, but it
charity.
was for charity. So they got donated, obviously, so they got my 40 bucks. But anyway, I ended up winning it. My odds were substantial, right? For 40
Right.
bucks. I ended up winning this thing. Well, not only did it come with the gift cards, but it came with the swag. It came with postcards. It came with magnets, stickers, pins, chapstick.
Postcards.
It came with a
Wait,
golf
are you going to use
club
postcards?
cover.
Who are you sending postcards to?
Just let me finish the story, and you won't be
Okay.
laughing after this
All
story.
right.
Let me
Sorry.
tell you.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Swag. You got
So
swag. Okay.
I got swag, and I got a golf club cover, head cover. It goes over the top of your driver.
Hats for
Well,
bets.
I sat on that stuff for a really long time, and I ended up listing the postcards because I figure In and Out's not East Coast, so East Coast people, international people may want this stuff.
Mm.
Well, I ended up selling the postcards. I don't remember what I sold those for, but then when Jen took over the eBay listings, she went through everything and just made sure that everything was listed. So listed the golf clubber cover, magnet sticker. She put in a set together, and then also an In and Out carry bag, so like a grocery bag. Listen to these prices, my friend. We sold the postcards. I sold the postcards. The lot that she put together with magnet stickers, ink pen, went for what? Let me first ask. Do you want to try to guess what any of these prices
No, I
are?
have no
What I
idea. Like
sold?
I would be guessing just like $2, $3, that kind of thing.
Okay. The magnet stickers and ink pen went for $35 plus shipping.
Would you
The
do
In
this
and
like
Out,
how did you know to price it that way? Would you put it on as an auction?
I looked them up, or we looked them up on eBay and got comps for them.
Unreal. Okay.
The In and Out carry bag sold for $13 itself, right?
Mm.
And remember, I paid 40 bucks. It came with $40 worth of gift cards. So this is all profit for me.
Yeah.
This was the holy grail, the golden goose right here. That In and Out golf club cover.
Mhm.
It's a design of the drink cup. Well,
Yeah.
apparently that thing is super rare. It's like listed all over the internet as rare. They
Oh.
were going for 179. They were just incredibly priced, right?
Okay. Dang, man.
So, but it was a little saturated, so we went low. I ended up selling that thing for 65 bucks, man.
Okay.
So I'm into this thing. What that's 90, 100. It's 113 dollars for all this In and Out swag. It's
I would not even think
unbelievable.
to look that stuff up. So kudos to you on that for sure.
I like
So wow.
I feel
Wow.
bad because when I walk into somebody's house, like my friend's house, I'm looking at their stuff to see what I can sell, see
Yeah.
if I know what the prices are
And
on
if they're
it.
not paying attention, man, you just got to grab it off their shelves.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, you're not using that anymore. Let me have that. Any of my friends listening, I'm just kidding. Don't watch me when I go to your
No.
house. Not really.
No, I've done that before though, and I've had to pull back where I'm like, oh, you've got a drawer full of junk that's like super valuable that you're not using anymore.
Yeah,
I'll sell that for you. And they're like, I'm not ready to part with that. I'm like, oh, you just want to keep the drawer full of junk and just like let it sit there for years.
yeah,
Okay. So it's weird. Like I just kind of
exactly.
back off, but
Yeah.
well
So
done. Well
you want to
done.
talk about the mother load? The mother load
That
that
was a
I
mother
found,
load, the in
Carl.
and out mother load right there.
The In
Okay.
and Out, the mother load that I found is just my own stuff, like you're talking about, my own
Mm,
junk drawers, my own closets,
hmm.
my backpacking closet. Man, we've made a ton of money off of all of our backpacking stuff. It's
Right.
incredible.
Right. Oh,
Right.
I got a backpack story for you.
Oh yeah.
This would put me at 0 and 3 though, but I got to tell you the story here because you'll be surprised by this. So my wife found a backpack, an Osprey. I think people that
Hmm.
don't even backpack have probably heard of the brand Osprey.
Well,
So she found the Osprey pack and it was like in a local town, like kind of a local town, like a neighboring town, 25 minutes away. So 50 minutes round trip. It's near
mhm,
Costco. So you can make the case like I can go to Costco when I'm going there. It looked like it was in decent shape, but the person selling it didn't know. You know how like, I mean, I'm this way sometimes where I'm selling something and I don't know exactly what I have. And so I'm
okay.
trying to get information and I'm like, what model is it? It's an
Hmm.
Osprey backpack. What model? And
Hmm.
she's like, it's Cordura model, which is like saying like it's the cotton model. It's like a
Yeah.
material. It's not really the model.
Well,
So
the
I'm like,
Cordura is really good.
yeah, but that's not the model name. So it could be anything.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm
Sure.
like, I'll take a risk on it because it looks like it's a good backpack, and I typically do pretty well on Osprey packs, and
Hmm.
it was only selling for 35 bucks. So I drive out there yesterday, and it's dirty, but it's like a good model. 50-liter backpack for those of you guys that know what that's all about. And so I'm
Okay.
ready to buy. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, the only thing is like it's got a little issue here that I did not notice. And I thought she's gonna point to like a little like, rip or like a wear mark. She pointed to the frame of the pack, which is like a thick metal or aluminum bar that was like
Mhm.
snapped in half.
Oh no, the
And I
most
was like,
important
oh
part.
my gosh. And so, yeah, so I had to say, I'm so sorry I can't buy this pack because
Yeah.
this is useless. This is not in good condition. This
Yeah.
is like legitimately an unusable condition.
So, well, Osprey has that lifetime warranty. I wonder if you could have taken it back. Would you have felt guilty if you did
Uh,
that?
I didn't even think about that. This is why I should run this by you. Yeah, I should have been like, I'll give
Mhm.
you $20 for it and then
Oh,
done that.
and
I didn't even
for you
think
guys,
about that. Okay. Golden tip for Mike is if know your warranties. Know your warranties. Okay.
yeah, you
Dang it.
taught me about warranties. And for our
Yeah.
listeners, if you don't know about Ospreys, those are $200 packs, 200 and
Yeah,
up
like
packs. So,
reasonably like an older version of the pack. Like I probably would have sold it if it was intact. I probably would have scrubbed it down, sold it for like 120 to 140 in that range
right.
there. So
That's
with free
still,
shipping. But yeah. Anyway, live and learn. I just learned the lesson right now, right here in the podcast. Why did I not even think about that?
I
She was
know.
like so adamant that the pack still worked well, even with the broken
Yeah.
frame, that I don't know if she would have come down on price. And that would have added an
Mhm.
additional hassle. So I don't know. It probably would have been worth it though. You're right.
Hmm.
All right.
All right.
All right. I'm 0 for 3 now. I wasn't going to
Mm.
share that one, but that just sparked a thought. So I'm 0 for 3.
Living and learning, buddy.
Yeah, I got one more. All right.
Okay.
What's your last one?
I don't. That was my last one.
So in the last couple weeks, you've had 3 finds. 3.
I've sold a lot more than that, but some of them are kind of embarrassing that I don't want to talk to you about because you always make fun of me about them.
Well, I've already shared with you 3 fails
I
that
know.
I've had. And
Let's
you've
see.
already corrected me with my
Okay.
fails on what I should have done. So why are you being so sensitive?
So you gotta stop me if I've already talked about this one, but it
Okay.
is
You mentioned one about a sweater that like we were talking kind of privately. What's that story?
yeah. So if you want to go into the story of the sweater, so we're sourcing down in San Ramon. We like to go to the affluent neighborhoods and go to the Goodwills, thrift stores down there, see what the rich people are throwing away and or donating. I shouldn't say throwing away, donating.
Right.
But the cutest little old lady was working at this Goodwill, and like I was looking at hats. They had nested hats together, and I was the snapback hats. And I was looking at them through the case, and she's like, "Oh, do you want to look at those?" And she pulled all three rings of them out for me. Had me looking at them. I didn't want any of them, but she was sitting there with me, pointing at all these hats. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one, right?
Right.
And then so we go to pay. I didn't find anything. I kind of got sniped by another reseller. He
Oh.
found a box of a box set of Battlestar Galactica DVDs, all
Okay.
still wrapped up, and I didn't even see them. I just walked right past
Oh,
them.
yeah.
But I didn't find anything. Jen did. Jen was with me, my wife, and she found the sweater. And it goes back to our other episode about textiles, finding textiles that are in really good shape. And she found this really beautiful handmade sweater, vintage, very vintage, by probably by somebody's grandma. But it's you can tell it was handmade because inside the handmade stuff like blankets and rugs and all that stuff, they won't have tags. So everything that's made generally will have a tag in it or
Right.
some kind of a tag. This one didn't. And she ended up we got out to the car and she looked it up, and we bought this thing for $10. Okay.
Mm.
So we get up to the counter, and this little old lady goes, "Oh, no, 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 you can't have this one." And Jen's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" She goes, "No, I like this. I want it myself." She goes, "I'm gonna buy it." And she grabbed it. She was totally kidding with us. She was the sweetest thing, just joking around with us. But she goes, "Oh
Uh,
no, I'm sorry, not for sale. It's not for sale. It's not for sale."
I love that.
And we got out to the car. Jennifer looked it up. Dude, these things are going for like 200 to 260. These handmade vintage. I know I
Handmade sweaters. Oh my
who would have
gosh.
even thought?
Not me.
But
Not
I
me.
guess it was a thing back in the day because there's probably 3 or 4 of these with the
Yeah.
same pattern online or on eBay. And it's a person playing golf, and
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful. It's got great
Oh, wait a
zippers.
second. Did you take a picture of it? Did you scan it to see if it was like there's a comp?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
don't know how Jennifer found it. She must have just typed in handmade sweater with golf person on it or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
she did to find it.
Okay.
And it brought up some comps exactly like this. I mean, not exactly like this, but same design and everything.
Right.
But it was
That's so
just
funny.
some of the characters that we meet when we're out there. It's so
Yeah.
funny, man,
It's fun. It's fun.
when we're dealing with those.
I like
But
that,
yeah,
man. That's well, I want did you sell the sweater yet?
no, it hasn't sold. It's
Okay.
online. So if any of you would like to buy it, it's
Oh my
at Pickers
gosh.
Podcast eBay store.
So yeah, I want an update on that. Make a little note. I want an update on the sweater for
Okay.
sure. Okay.
Update on the sweater.
Update on the sweater. All right. I've got a what else do I have? Okay. I will share. We talked about, getting into people's houses and stuff. Like I did get invited down to a basement yesterday. That was kind of fun, digging out
Oh,
some old video game stuff.
I like that.
Digging behind digging cords out and all that stuff. That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll share my best pick of the day from today, where it was like the last garage sale of the day. I just kind of like I
Mm-hmm.
went to the community sale and then I'm like flying through my own neighborhood. I see some signs and I stop. And it
Mm-hmm.
looks like, a clothing sale where, like the nemesis of the garage sale, like clothing and dishes, basically. At least for
Yeah,
me. I'm not a clothing expert. I don't know.
me
So
either.
I was like asking, I asked my typical questions about electronics. Do you have any of that stuff laying around? They're like, no, we don't have any of that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Well, actually, we got that. We got a drone. And typically when they say they have a
Whoa.
drone, it's usually like a little kid toy drone, like a $5 one.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I didn't see that. Where's that? She's like, oh, it's down at the end. It's at the end of that table there. And I was like, I'm not like a drone's pretty obvious. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
seeing it. It was in like a backpack suitcase, like padded case kind of thing.
Okay.
So when I see suitcases or like backpacks that are, school sized backpacks, I'm not even paying attention. So I literally
Yeah.
just walked right by it. But the logo on the case was DJI. So if you know
No way.
if you know your DJI stuff, like it's typically expensive stuff. Not
Yeah.
always, but it's usually expensive stuff. And so they're like, yeah, there's like something wrong with one of the propellers, so it's not 100%. It's not
Mm-hmm.
working. So my husband bought it for, like there's a lot of extras in there. He bought it for $1,000.
Mm.
We're trying to sell it for 50. And so,
What? Are
but it
you
was like
kidding
end of
me?
it. Yeah, it's like end of the day. So I was like, oh, all right. I'm like, I don't know. I forget the model that it was, but it's like one of the bigger kind of the white drones. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like a, backpack size. And so I was like,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, well, we're negotiable on it. And I was like, all right, well, I don't, he's like, are you a tinkerer? Can you fix this? I'm like, I don't know. Probably not.
Oh, but
But
I
what,
can sell the parts for
yeah,
that
I'm not
much.
gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna sell it to the guy. But you know what I can do though is I can sell this for
Yeah,
parts and I can make like, a couple $100. So beware. I didn't say
exactly. Yeah.
that. I know that you can do that, and I know you can do that, but not everybody knows that. But I'm
Yeah.
willing to take a risk on it. I don't know if this is like a deal breaker, but it's probably not. If I could probably make some
Sure.
cash on it.
Sure.
But you can tell they're trying to get rid of stuff. Like he's just like, it's a headache for him. He wants to get rid of it. So I was like, what's
Mhm.
your best price? If you're negotiable, what's your best price? And he's like, $20. And I was like, sold.
Whoa.
So
Jeez.
yeah. So I bought it for 20. That was my best find today, I think. I mean, I
That
don't know what it's gonna sell for, but I'll keep you posted.
that beats anything we talked about all day long today. So
Not necessarily.
great.
Your sweater could sell for more.
It could, but I still love your DJI one. And it's they're asking 50 for it, and you talked him or he talked himself down to 20.
Yeah, because that they're trying to get rid of it when they initiate that they're negotiable. It's 50, but we're negotiable. Then you're like, oh, okay. Well, then what's your I didn't
Okay.
want to like I felt like I was gonna offer 30,
Mhm.
but when he's like 20, he literally I think he felt how people don't know that you can actually sell things for parts. So they're
Sure.
like, why would anybody want this? It's like
Yeah.
valueless now. So I think he
Yeah.
was happy to get the 20. So he was happy. I'm
Mhm.
happy. Everybody's happy. And away we
Mhm.
go. So there
Oh,
you
that
go.
was great. That makes my
Yeah.
whole night, Carl. Good
Thanks,
job.
man. Appreciate that. Yeah. Well, what's to make my night is I want to know what you sold the sweater for because that's crazy to me. The sweater
Yeah,
thing's crazy to
exactly.
me. Okay.
And there was some sold comps too, so I know that they're selling. But hopefully, fingers crossed, man. The thing's really cool.
Yeah.
Remember, Pickers Podcast eBay store. There's nice handmade sweater up there.
All right. Before I get to my story, you've got trivia this week, right, Mike?
I do. I am ready for trivia this week. Thanks for picking up my slack last week, and I think you're gonna like this trivia. To be honest with you,
All right, what you got?
ready? You ready for it?
Yeah, sweater trivia.
It is in and out trivia. No,
In
it's
and out
hosiery
trivia.
hosiery trivia. You ready for this?
Hosiery. Not for hosiery, but for in and out. I'm ready.
All right, in and out trivia. I know you have an in and out by your house, right? You guys just got one. Okay, so
2 miles away.
you should know some of these things.
Okay.
What is the secret code word for ordering 4x4 burger at In and Out?
If this is the type of trivia you're asking me, I am gonna fail miserably. I didn't know. I just would guess it. So a 4x4 he's talking about is 4 burgers, 4 slices of cheese. So it's like a they're famous
It's
for their double double. This is like a 4x4. I've never ordered one, so I don't
right.
know. What is it?
You don't know. Do you know any of their secret menu
A
items?
couple things.
Okay, so you have enough to get by. Okay, good. Any guess? It's a 4x4 burger, and it's a hint. It's not on the menu, but it's a carnivore's dream.
A carnivore's dream. A meat special.
No, my friend, it is simply the 4x4. That is the number of the burger. Four.
That's what I said. That I said I would just call it a 4x4.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear
I
you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That
I don't
that
know if
was
you
a
want to count that because
softball.
that wasn't my official answer, but that's what I would have called it.
Okay, so I got to go with the official answers. I got to start calling official answers. Okay, good.
Okay.
Good to know. Hey, I'm going to give you that one, man. That one was it was I mean, it
It was
was
a
a secret
trick
item
question
menu. It
and not very nice.
was a trick question. Okay, In and Out's signature palm trees. Have you ever noticed that they all cross right there? They all have palm trees.
Right.
Well, the palm trees that are found at their locations are a specific variety. Can you guess what type of palm tree it is? And there's a clue. It shares its name with the classic film starring Marilyn Monroe.
Ah, I'm going to call this trivia that should have been multiple choice that isn't.
I can give you
So,
multiple choice.
because
That's fine.
how do I know specific types of palm trees? I live in Colorado. They don't even have palm trees. They have like light up things for their palm trees here.
Oh, do they? The blow up ones?
Oh my
That's a good
gosh.
point. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 2 points if you can guess this one.
Okay.
Just think. I'm sure you're a Marilyn Monroe fan. You probably know all of her movies by heart.
I couldn't name a
Right?
single movie. Not a single movie.
Not a single one.
No.
All right, I'm gonna give you this one. I'm gonna throw it just because I felt a little bad for not doing multiple choice for you. It is Some Like It Hot. That is the signature name of their palm trees. I always wondered what those palm trees were.
That's the name of a palm tree?
Yeah, Some Like It Hot.
Okay. I would have
And it was
even if I
also
knew the names of the Marilyn Monroe movies, I wouldn't even guess that would be the name of a palm tree.
yeah,
Oh
I
my
guess I
gosh.
don't know that much about you when it comes to like what kind of movies you like. What
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just
like,
if you give me multiple choice, I got a chance, right?
that's true. Multiple choice. That one was a little bit hard. I should have been more clear on that one.
That's all
Multiple
right.
choice. But just for your knowledge, our friendship, I love James Dean movies. So
Okay.
those old classic movies, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I love them.
I haven't seen any James movie. Sorry.
Really? You are missing
Mike's
out.
a baby boomer and I'm a Gen Xer.
Whatever. Baby boomer at heart. All right, the last one. You've got me nervous about the last one, man. I was super excited about my In and Out trivia.
All right.
In and Out. So it's famous for animal style, right? That's the famous secret menu item that they have. Animal style burgers. But did you know that they have another secret menu item called monkey style? Is this true or false, Carl? Is this true or false?
I'm gonna say false. False.
Well, monkey style actually involves your fries being combined with the banana milkshake for an unexpected taste sensation. But
they don't have banana milkshakes. What are you talking about?
They do not. So it is a false.
Oh, okay.
It is false. You got it right. There is no monkey style at In and Out.
Goodness gracious. All right. I like that last one. You made it true or false. That's a good one. Mike, thanks so much for the trivia, man. Recommend that multiple choice. I'll try to do good with multiple choice as well for future trivias. But I like the topic. In and Out was good. That was legit.
Okay.
So
I like it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. All right. So here's I'm gonna run an idea by you. You've got to follow up as well. So this season, because we've had such bad weather in Colorado and because of just circumstances with the smoke and all this stuff, like I'm way behind where I was last year in terms of the stuff that I'm picking. Like I'm
Okay.
and unlikely to catch up. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. I could hit a bunch of mother loads. Who knows? But it's not looking good for me.
Okay.
And it is a side hustle for me, so I do rely on this, and so it might actually significantly hurt. It might impact us basically. So I'm trying to figure out other ways to source, and so I have an idea. All right.
Okay. So
Tell
other
me.
than Alibaba.
Yeah.
All
We never got any feedback on that, by the way. Maybe that's your story. But so I've thrown the idea around with you about going up to people in the evening and giving them a flyer like the American Pickers do and just saying like, hey, any chance you have anything like it's on this list that you want to sell? And that freaks you out. So you're not interested in that.
No.
I'm thinking about doing that, but taking it to the next level where I have my son come with me and then he's filming me do this. So we can literally make like an American Pickers episode style out of this. And the hope is that because he's filming me, it will like stir up some interest. Like maybe it'll kind of break the ice, right? Like, wait, what are you guys doing? Well, I'll tell you, we're making a video for YouTube and I'm after these items. Here's the flyer. Any chance you have any of these things? Like we'll include you in the video. And so like incentive is that they can actually be part of the show. And some people might like that. Some people might not. Maybe they'll say, well, I got some of that stuff. I don't want to be filmed though. I'll be like, great. I don't have to film you.
Win-win situation for Carl.
Right. So I'm imagining going to like a neighborhood not near my house to do this and walking down the street like on a nice evening where people might be outside and I could just kind of, I don't know, I can hand out cards if they were like, now's not a good time. And who knows? So I'm not imagining like ringing doorbells if that's what you're getting at, but what's your reaction to that?
My reaction is that I love the idea. I love that you're going to do the idea. And I love that you're kicking this off. You're paving the way for us.
So you wouldn't do like we're going to be hanging out in about a month. It's not going to be on a weekend. We're going to be in Salt Lake City. You wouldn't come around doing this with me.
Probably not. Well, I can't
Salt Lake City. You don't know anybody there. Who
I know.
cares?
It's still awkward. I don't care what city you're in. It's still awkward.
Gosh, okay.
You talk me into bringing myself out of my comfort zone a lot of the time. So I think I might get away with it if I'm with you.
Okay.
But I can already tell you, if I see somebody walking up to my house, recording my house, the first words out of my mouth is going to be, why are you recording my house? Why are you videotaping my house?
Well, I'm not going to, be recording their house. I'll just be recording on the street, kind of walking down the street and then hoping to interact with people like on the sidewalk kind of a thing.
Oh, outside.
But yeah, I think that's a fair question. And then we could set up the shot after the fact. So
no, that's good. And you have a kid, so it's unassuming, right? A younger guy.
He's getting pretty tall and looking pretty old. So I don't know if he's viewed that way, but
well, hey, maybe Max can get some yard work out of it or something like that too.
Right. All right, what you got, Mike?
My follow-up. So we sold a pair of FootJoy kids FootJoy sneakers, and I actually put in the listing. So this was in my very new phase. I put in the listing free shipping, but I didn't actually list it as free shipping. And a customer bought it. She paid for the shipping. When I was packaging it, I saw that I put free shipping on there, so I ended up refunding her money. And then she emailed me and said, hey, no, I saw it. It's all good. But I appreciate that there's still honest people out there in the world. And I'm like, no, it was our fault. No big deal. We broke even on the deal. And then a few weeks later, a gift card shows up for $20, man.
What?
Yeah, coffee gift cards. Yeah, from her. So
was it to In-N-Out?
Cool. coffee gift cards. Starbucks, my friend.
Okay, Starbucks. I was like, I'm not familiar with that brand. All right.
It was good.
Okay, man. That's a good story. Cool. I've never had anything like that. And I've made a mistake and I've done exactly what you did. I've never had that reaction before. So that's a one-off right there. That's impressive.
Yep. And the shoes didn't fit the person that she bought them for, and she still kept the shoes.
That's awesome.
Oh, I know.
I mean, that's a risk when you're buying online, so that's kind of on her anyway. But
wow.
All right. Good. A lot of good stuff, man. I hope there's some takeaways for some folks, things they learn not to do from my mistakes and things they learn to do from Mike's surprising victories. And and we'll keep you posted on how things go and how much things sell for. But all right, so fellow pickers, go find your own treasures one story at a time.
And remember, it's not reselling unless you're picking up the Coleman lunch coolers.